you know what today is? It's White History Wednesday. Hey, how you doing? It's your girl Maya Lamis. And I know you're like, what is White History Wednesdays? This was made specifically for the people who said, why do black people need a whole month to celebrate their history? So I took it upon myself to give y'all 52 days of history. Every Wednesday, we're going to talk solely about y'all. So I want to start here. Y'all know I keep my notebook. The true history of Caucasian people, right? Because if we go to the facts, Caucasian people didn't like Caucasian people for a long time until they figured out it was somebody else to unalive and bother and control, right? Because if we go back to the colonial days, to European history, it started with the colonies, right? The English didn't like the Irish, Northern Italians didn't claim Southern Italians, and Germans disliked everybody. So what had happened was the elite, which is the rich people who owned all the land and stuff like that, they thought to themselves, it's a little bit of us, but it's a lot of people who look like us. They're just poor. And then there's also those colored people over there. So let's bring them in as if the colored people are the common enemy, when in actuality, we're the enemy of everybody else. But let's create a huge illusion that anybody our color is better than everybody, just so we can have a numbers game. Like we're stronger together. Okay, that's what they thought. And then that's when they started coming after us. I'm just saying, just in case you ain't know, I thought I would let y'all know. Cookbooks on how to cook black people. White History Wednesday. I thought it was a joke. Apparently, it's not a joke. There's two books that I found, which there are plenty more. The first one is called The Delectable Negro. The second is called Without Sanctuary, and these books documents the cannibalism of black people. They ate Nat Turner and plenty of people that they lynched. They actually had what they call they roasted people and watched them burn alive sometimes. White History Wednesday, yeah. We're going to talk about the Freedom House, the unsung heroes who revolutionized emergency medical care, and they were the first responders, okay? Caucasian people saw how amazing they were doing and decided to take it over and turn it into the EMTs that we have today. White History Wednesday, okay, segregation. Do I need to explain more on segregation? Okay, moving on. Malice Green, he was beat to death by the police in 1992 for simply not opening his hand. Okay, Lena Baker was a maid who was executed in 1945 by the state of Georgia for killing her boss, Ernest Knight, who raped her. Yes, he was Caucasian. White History Wednesday. And now we're going to talk about breeding farms, because this was very interesting to me, because they taught us about slavery, but they didn't really tell us about breeding farms. What are breeding farms, you ask? Breeding farms are pretty much plantations where they bred black people. So what was going on is that the expansion of cotton cultivation and the closing of the international slave trade increased the demand for enslaved people in 1808. So what they did was they started these farms where they forced black people to, so they can have more babies, so that way they can have more slaves. They did this. By 1860, the number of slaves quadrupled from less than 1 million to it quadrupled. And y'all wonder why so many black people walk around. Y'all forced us to be here. Literally forced. But hey, it's White History Wednesdays. Now, I do want to just go over a quick list of successful black companies, cities, and villages that were torn down by Caucasian people because they didn't like the success of it. Seneca Village, which is now Central Park. Blackdom, New Mexico, which was the first black town in Mexico, and they created Blackdom Oil Company. We have Freedman's Village, which is now Arlington National Cemetery. We have Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We all know what happened there in that massacre. We had Gennard in Maryland, Oscarville, which is now Lake Lanier. We had Weekville, New York, which is now in Brooklyn. And we had a bayou in Mississippi. So yeah, that concludes White History Wednesday. I hope you have a great day. If not, just have the day you deserve, because if this irritated you, you're the problem. Okay, see y'all later.